Hello, Minecrafters. Welcome to episode 0 of my Let's Play. Why episode 0, you might ask? Well, I'll be playing on my server, and I've already been playing here for a while. But I'm going to be starting over for the Let's Play. But to start us off, I thought I'd show you what I'd made in my previous run here. So this is episode 0, and it's a tour of my current base. I never did finish building up, but I quite like it. Let me fly around here a little bit. I've got some rather pretty leaves around it, a couple of farms going on around. This is liquid glowstone. It flows up. I have it pinned down in the basement. And this is my usual size final base. It's 3 chunks square, a total of 9 chunks. And let's take you on a quick tour. Now, I power my system with solar power. As you can see, I've got a few of these ultimate hybrid solars. I actually stopped making them just because this was enough power. I converted to BC power and sent it to various places. Just tap into each of these as I need it. And got a bunch of batteries, but I don't actually use these for anything. A little bit of tree breeding for a while up here, but haven't really gone anywhere with that. And I've made a couple of ages, and I've stuck them here. And yeah, that's a hat, by the way. Hats mod. I'm playing with the Feed the Beast Unleash mod pack. And this is version 1.1.3. There are a couple of newer versions, but at the moment this one's the recommended one. It's got some bugs, but nothing can't live with. Now this is a, oh, I got some holes down there I just made accidentally. Let me dig in my knapsack here and get out my coin. There we go. Patch the holes. This thing likes to grow in darkness. It's just a little farm that's sucking up some more berries. And I've got a magnum torch so no mobs spawn around here. Though this glass in my floor is a light-emitting glass. It's a vibrant quartz glass. And I've got it spread out in the design of the floor so that everything is well lit. And this is level 1. I've got 7 levels. So let's take you down to the main level here, level 2. This is where I tend to hang out. Step on that and it recharges my gravity chest plate here. I've got quantum armor. I like playing it safe. I've never died on this server. Hopefully that'll stick around. What are you doing? Move. You get a little bit glitchy if you stand on the micro blocks. Move out of the way. Actually, let's just get you completely out of the way. I picked this guy up in the Twilight Forest and fed him some wool. Made him a little bit longer. His brother back there has never been fed the wool. The questing ram. I just thought they were neat and brought him home with me. I also have one of every armor that I could find or make, and I've got a penguin. Hi, penguin. I used to have a pet creeper. I took out his fuse, and he would follow me around and puff up and go, and then not blow up. I thought it was funny, but I think someone visited my base and got surprised and killed him. I warned as many people as I could, but can't warn everybody. I've gotten a few of the trophies in Twilight Forest, just for fun. And I got link books to various other people on the server and a couple of my extra places. This is where I'll be going when I'm ready to go. I'll dump all my stuff in this chest and step through and have a brand new start far off on the other side of the continent. I've got a book to get back here because I'm up on this server and I need to help out every now and then, so I'll be able to come back and help with things. I've got an AE system here with all my stuff in it. Obviously, I've got quite a few drives and quite a lot of stuff. I've got 2,200,000 UU matter. I got as much stuff as I need at this point. I've pretty much finished. I can't think of anything much to do. I've been doing things just to have something to do. Like I made a watermelon farm. Who needs 129,000 watermelon slices? I don't know, but I've got it if I need it. Or 61,000 jelly babies. handfuls of jelly babies for that matter. I just had to make the timey bees, or lordly, the doctoral bees. The doctoral bees make jelly babies, bred from timely bees and doctorally bees. Yes. I had a lot of bees. I'll surely show you that next. But anything I've got a lot of, like the UU matter, I store in deep storage units so it doesn't clog the AE system, and stick a monitor on them so I can see how much I've got. So anything I start getting a lot of that causes a red indicator on one of the drives, I pull it out, stick it in this chest, and look through that drive to see what's got too many of, and then I program another deep storage unit. Stick another one here and slap an export bus on the back and tell it to fill it up with that item, drains it out of the AE system, swap it for a storage bus, and slap a monitor on the front. And I can see everything I've got here. I've got some things I've got less of because I've started programming them. This is the, I think that's the dragon egg dust from some bees I have over in the end. Just have them making dragon eggs. Why not? Why? I don't know. Like I said, I was getting bored. I've got 283 dragon eggs. I didn't kill the dragon. Someone else did, almost like the first week. But I've got more eggs than him, for what that's worth. Yeah, all my power from the solar panels come down here, and some gets translated into local power, and the rest all gets dumped into my mass fabricator here, which you can see during the day runs pretty darn fast. That's about 1 a second or so, maybe slightly less. And at night it goes a lot slower. And I've got lots and lots of stuff. And I've programmed my ME here with all sorts of stuff so that I can craft it. And I've got a wireless access terminal so I can get it at it all. I tend to keep a wireless access terminal, an ender pouch to my input chest, which is right here. Anything that goes into this chest, and you can see stuff flying into it from all my bees and the farms and anything else that's running. Anything that goes in there gets sorted into the system and into the deep chests. And this is my way to just clear out my inventory whenever I need to. I also keep a clipboard on me so I can hit C, and this is one of the better crafting tables. I love these buttons. They do work so well. Having a clipboard is just great. You can either right-click with the clipboard in your hand or hit C. I keep my power saw, which I also use as a tool. It's the IC2 chainsaw, but modified with the Dartcraft mod. And I've given it some serious damage, so it makes a great weapon. And lumberjack, so it'll take a whole tree down, since the Feed the Beast Unleashed doesn't have tree capitator. And then I've got the same thing with the electric drill has been changed by Dartcraft to the power drill, which has silk touch and some speed to it. It's pretty handy. And I've got a prototype Omni wrench, or sometimes I swap this out when I'm out and about with a modular power suits glove. So I like shooting those lights around. You saw some outside when we started. And this is just a coin of fortune, which I use to pick up stuff when I'm doing a lot of demolition. Keep a lot of various tools that I use fairly often, like the force mitts great for getting rid of leaves, diamond handsaw for making micro blocks. On the server, we have the white ender chest as our trade chest, so I keep a ender pouch for that in here. And a linking book home in case I ever get lost, a portal gun, so the bee stuff. This thing shoots torches out in the same way the power glove shoots those lux panels, so I can do either one. Got my old Tinker's Construct mod hammer here, which was it was pretty nice until I got my quantum armor, or my gravisuit armor, which charges it, which it would work better when it was uncharged because of stonebound. And I got a force rod, and whenever I want to capture a creature, I've got a rod of holding and some force flasks. If I ever need water, I've got the chalice, which is like an ever full bottle. Scoop if I need to get some bees. This is my shovel, also from Tinker's Construct. Wand of Lightning, Wand of Equal Trade for when I need that. This is a pouch of just some extra tools that I don't use very often. The Force Wrench is very handy for like picking up spawners I find in the world. Got quite a collection of them. Don't need them much anymore, but I pass them out to anybody who wants one. I used to use it a lot as my main wrench, but I found that you can crash the system pretty hard using this on some things, so I try not to use it much. And I eat glowing bread for my food. So, in fact, I can use some glowing bread right now. I'm a little bit down. It's pretty nice stuff. A little expensive to make, but I can afford it. Completely fills you up once you eat it. So that's my system. I've got a little bit of logistics out here just to keep certain things. Like here's a copy of the white chest. I keep a bunch of things in here for other people if they want some fuel or honey or creosote oil or honey drops. I also keep a spare suit of quantum armor in there for anybody that might want it. They're going to do something dangerous, they can borrow it from the chest, use it, put it back. Nice thing is, I've got another copy of the white chest up here over top of a universal charger from the Power Converters mod. That's one of the mods you have to actually activate in the Unleashed mod pack. And that makes anything you put in here charge. So when they put it back, it'll charge it for the next person. I also have the same thing on my tool bag, so I keep an extra gravity chest plate in there. I swap it out, and it'll charge the one that I used up. So when I'm out and about in the world, I can always charge up my stuff. Got a couple other ender chests that are like sending stuff to I think it's this to the farm, this to the bees, and this is to a friend who was doing a lot of smooth sandstone stuff on his stuff. Got my export buses here, just sending things out, crafting it as necessary for those. I think over here I had some magic capsules. Yeah, didn't need to have a lot, so I just filled it with cobble. And that was used when I was turning oil into fuel. Every floor has a viewport to the liquid glowstone. I quite like that. Nice look. Ender chest, old ender chest, just because I made it. One of the problems with the version 1.1.3 of the Unleashed mod is that you can't make these force sticks. They're supposed to be made by 2 force logs, gives you 8 force sticks. But there's a recipe conflict, and if you put the 2 force logs in there, you get something else entirely. This is a trade block. What's it actually called here? It's called a advanced vending block. You can see it's selling 4 sticks for 1, so it's basically a half-size version of the recipe. This lets us get around the problem. I've put one of these at spawn, and I've given one to anybody that wants one, and everybody who knows playing. What I've got here is this is just automated. I've got a ME system feeding into the, again, what's this thing called? Tool Dynamism tablet, part of Thaumcraft. When it gets the force logs, it right-clicks them on the vending block. Pardon me. And it buys some of the sticks, which get sucked by this thermostatic magnetizer, another Thaumcraft item, pulls the items, they get tossed up in the air, into this transition plane from Applied Energistics, and that gets sucked back into my system. So that's how I can have so many force rods when the recipe doesn't work. If the recipe worked, it would just do it normally, but this is a workaround. It works. It's fair. That was just an experiment using computer craft to try crafting things. That's where I made the ender chest. Over here I've got a portal back to the spawn, where you can see anybody else who needs to buy some force sticks can do so, and they can set up their own. I just built this. Nobody really knows about it. And let's see. Oh yeah, the dark craft over here. I've got, I haven't used it since I moved here much. Every now and then I need it for something. I briefly had a villager that I would use this trading post to get proven frames. But if you use force sticks, you can make your own proven frames, which is why I need so many. Though I don't need as many as I've got now. What do I have now? 448k. Yeah, that's a lot. And a little bit of miscraft over here as I'm making ages. A couple of the random things. I made a Steve's card. You know, I maxed it out. It was, an Uber cart. Used it to dig a huge tunnel just to try it out. I was bored. That does nothing, but it lets me know if there's a local lag on my machine. It doesn't. It's not hooked up to anything. So I'm charged up. Let's go down a level. This is level 2. Oh, that block, I just made it because I wanted to see what it was. It's part of Biomes of Plenty. Using some bone and some of the gems. You need to make a couple of them and sacrifice a villager. Do all this in the end in the right way, and I think you can re-summon the Ender Dragon. But I have all the eggs I need, so why bother? All right, down a floor. This one looks empty, but no, this one's got all my processing on it. This is where I, macerate ores, and I've got lots of control things here. Like here, it'll macerate coal into coal dust if I have less than 256 coal dust. If I have more, it'll turn this on, which disables. And I have a lot of things like that for quartz. Quartz, I have 2 limiters on it. One is if I have less than 1K of quartz, it'll stop it. Or if I have more than 1K of quartz dust, it'll stop it. Similarly for the compressors, and I have lots of furnaces here. I like this setup because with the chest and 2 hoppers, it evenly splits between the units, whichever you put in it. So I can have tons of stuff going in here, as you can see from this complicated mess. And it all goes down to the bottom. And this one probably should just be moved over to the new chest, but I'll do that later. These aren't really automated, they're just hooked up to power. This is just to make, conduits. I don't need too many of these guys right here. I've got my thermionic fabricator, also manual. This was just to make hardened glass using lead and obsidian dust. And it's currently turned off because I've got more than 1,000 hardened glass. Over here I've got, what's this? Pulverizer. It's set up to do bone meal until I have 2,000 bone meal. It's also set up to grind various ores as they enter the system. Here we've got a centrifuge that does silky propolis to silk. This one is squeezing nut dew into seed oil, which is used by these guys to make impregnated sticks, which is used for the bee frames, and the impregnated casing, which is used for the alvearies. All of my combs, each comb has its own centrifuge. So every time I added another type of bee, I add another centrifuge and sort of spread over the wall there. Here I've got oily propolis and whatever the fuel, what was it called? I forget what it's called. Another propolis that does fuel. Oh, it'll say right here, petroleum propolis. There we go. This one squeezes the creosote oil from the wood tar propolis. So more bee products being processed. And over here we've got the scented paneling, I think it's called. They're giving me a tooltip on that. Well, this will. Oh, no. This one. Yeah, scented paneling. Also used for the alvearies, unless I've got enough of it. More than 1,081, it'll stop making it. Anything gets put into this chest gets sent off into the system. It's just sort of a temporary thing. And I also was making my wither skeleton skulls and dragon eggs and sending them off into the system the same way this stays empty, like I said. Here's a rather dense one. This one squeezes. This is the honey drop one, I think. Yep. Oh, that's the honeydew, and this is the honey drop. Just until I get a lot, 100K. If I have more than 100K of honeydew, it'll squeeze it to honey and put it into wax capsules and add it to my system. Over here we've got just various things the bees make, or the nuggets made by the ore bushes up above. These all just get put through the cyclic assemblers to turn into, 6 diamond fragments makes 1 diamond. So as they filter in from the bees, they get converted. These are not really automated. These are just carpenters to make various things as they need it. And this one was just to get rid of extra saplings. So when I have more than 512 saplings, it'll grind them up into biomass. And the biomass should be... Oh, we got a problem here. The wax capsules are not going in. Alright, and that was because this is set up to manufacture. This is sort of clumsy. Let's do it the right way. Take them out and get a new precision export bus. I think I'm going to need 1 ME cable. Come on, 1 ME cable. Precision export bus on the top. Oh no, okay, it hooked up to that one. That's fine. And then I need 1 wax capsule. There we go. I got 8, that's fine. 1 wax capsule, and I can go ahead and put in stacks. That should fill it up. No, I just put some in. Okay, yeah, it is putting them in. And that drained out all the biomass. Good. Is it putting them in or not? Should. But it is not. Maybe it has to be on a different side. I'll have to work on that later. Something's wrong. I've got a assembly table and some lasers. It's not really automated, except anything that comes out of the table gets piped back through it, through these transfer pipes and nodes. And anytime I need water buckets or water bottles, this thing will craft them for me from Aqueous Accumulator. And then finally over here, because the Magnum torches need Potion of Health 2 and a Potion of Regeneration 2, I automated these guys. Basically, it starts in the middle, sending a nether wart and water bottles into the brewing stand, which then brews them up, and they sit here. Awkward potions sit in there, with the storage bus set to export them if anything needs them. And then over here, those awkward potions get sent into these 2 brewing tables, and they get the gas tears and glistening melons to turn them into the first stage of health and regeneration, and this gets the glowstone to take them both up to the second stage. And so there's always 3 of everything sitting here, and if I were to request one of these regeneration potions, it would pop out a new regeneration 1 would go in there from over here, and then and then one of the awkward potions from over there will go in here, and then an awkward potion will get a water bottle, and they'd all make their next step. So it's all automated. Not perfectly efficient, but since it's best if you do 3 at a time. But it's fine enough for me. Let's go down to level 4, where I've got my bees. As you can see, I've got a lot of alvearies down here. They're all underground, because I've made all these bees using genetics. Work underground and at night, and they all work pretty well like that. This is my setup for it. These are the manual isolators and inoculators when I'm creating a new bee. But I have set up some automation here. I've got 2 turtles attached to my synthesizer and purifier, with the hopper coming up here. So any serum that I've used a little bit of, I can drop in the hopper, and it will get refilled here in the synthesizer. Doing that lowers the quality, so the turtle, when it notices the machine is done running, will eject it, put it in this hopper, which sends it down to the purifier to increase the quality. And the other turtle watches, and when it's done, it pulls it out, sticks it in the chest, which gets sent off to that green, lime over there, which puts it back in my system. And then these guys, back when I was running quarries, I would get a lot of rocky drones. And those are pretty good drones. They already have a lot of nice features to them, and you get a lot of them. So they're made for a great base to start making all my other bees. But I just needed to give them 4 additional serums. The both 2 temperature serum, both 2 humidity serum, the high fertility serum, and the fastest production serum. So what this is set up to do, I put rocky drones and princesses in there. They filter down, they get inoculated, and when they're done, they go out the bottom. That doesn't require a turtle. The turtle is here for the serums. It watches this, and when it's done, when it doesn't have anything to do, if this is not full 16 charges, pulls it out, drops it in the chest, which sends it off to be refilled, and it puts one of the spares it has into the inoculator. Likewise, when it's running, if this runs out of charge, it'll pull it out, do the exact same thing, and replace it. And then because when this thing is done filling up, it sends it back into my AE system. I've got a line coming down from the AE system that tells it to put all my both 2 temperature tolerant serums in here, and same for all these others. And the bees, as they come out, they go through this rather ugly collection of pipes going up to the next one, and when they come out, they go up to the next one, so forth. The last one comes out here, and so I've got, stacks of rocky drones and rocky princesses that are all pretty good starting points. When I breed a new bee, which I tend to do out here, is here I've got, all the various flowers and vines and cactuses and lily pads and redstone torches and wheat and anything else I need, or leaves. Even had mushrooms underneath and crystals at times for bombcraft bees. I've got a mutator here with nether stars and an oblivion frame. This makes them live out their lives in 30 seconds and pretty much guarantees a mutation. I can then take them back here to the base, stick them in the isolator, and as soon as I get a serum for the species, I can take one of my rocky drones over here, stick them in an inoculator with that species serum, and make my new bees. And you can see I've got this is the excuse me. This was the bee I originally wanted more than anything else, the radioactive bee, because it makes uranium. It was the only way I was going to get my hybrid solar panels, because each one of those takes a whole stack of uranium. And you can see they're ringing my whole base. So I need a lot of uranium. And they've been running ever since I stopped. So uranium, I got 8,491 refined uranium. So they keep going. I got my, these are timely. I thought these are the doctorally. That's the wrong type name. These are doctoral bees, right? Yeah, doctoral bees. Those make the jelly babies for no reason, really. And I got, imperial and farmed, diamond, secluded, industrious, arcane, sticky, ecstatic, fungal, secluded, and a second secluded. I need lots of quartz to help out somebody. I should have used quartz. Well, no, I like these two go well together. This is frostbound blocks, and these are quarried blocks. These you have to dig up. They're sort of hard to find. I had to find a lot to make my base. These you can make with just ice and lapis, so they're pretty simple. With steps making these channels here. Move over them smoothly, but it looks nice. And the vibrant quartz glass, and that's what I used to make my building. I used turtles to actually do all the construction. After I'd made the design, I made one turtle that makes the floor, and one that goes around and makes the walls. So it was fairly easy to make the whole thing. Stark bees, withering bees to make those wither skeleton heads. Soul bees, refined, and tari. And over here was emerald and shining. Now, to keep each one of these has 4 frames in it with proven frames. That plus all the stats I put on the bees is enough to max them out. don't need any more frames than this. And I keep them all filled here with a router. That ender chest with all the proven frames feeds into the router. And these are all connected. I mean, these look like the quarried block. You see up at the top it says quarry block. Look over here, it says drawbridge. These are actual drawbridge with something in the disguise slot. It's just because it hides it. Over here, these should have been steps, but you can't hide a drawbridge block with steps, so I just put some regular frostbound blocks. I was doing that for a while, but those are a pain to make, so eventually I just started using, I think it was, yeah, when I got down to the end of the line, just started using furnaces to connect them. That way all these blocks are connected together, and they can all be filled by the one router, even the ones way over there. Got an apiarist's suit if I ever need it. That was where I started my thumb, but I made a special place for that. I'll show that to you in a bit. And I was just, while I was waiting for some bee stuff, I was playing with the woodworker, which is, it's pretty cool. Makes a lot of neat blocks with that, and wood polish. And that's why I had this down here to make the wood polish. Because the bees are all high fertility, they make lots of drones. Everything that comes out here goes into another input chest, except the bees, which go through, and they used to go straight into that indexer, but it got pretty full, so I just stuck a trash can in the way. But the indexer feeds all the gene pools here and grinds them all up for all the DNA I need. Each one of these things has the same wooden pipe with an autarkic gate and an apiarist pipe with the green side facing the alveary. With the green side facing the alveary set to any bees and the white set to anything, when this is full up of drones, the excess drones will go up. Some of the other colors, if you do it on the other sides of the apiary, the order in which it processes them is different, and you end up with bees on the ground. So I always do it with the green side towards the alvearies. And it works pretty well. That's it. Let's go down to level 5. There's not much on level 5. Just one thing, and that's my dark box. Took a little bit of doing. I've done these before with red power, but here I've got a light. Inside I've got grass, and underneath there is a deployer, or dispenser, aiming up with bone meal. And I've got a computer over here that's just acting as a timer. You can see when it goes on, this light block lights up, just to let me know. There's a slight delay before it dispenses the bone meal into the grass. The delay is so that first the light turns on, then the deployer deploys the bone meal, because it has to be done in the light. And then the light goes off, and this plunger goes down. I don't think I need that. I did that during some of my early tests, just to force a block update event. And that causes all the grass in the dark to break off and become stuff, which I have behind this wall, another one of those thermostatic magnetizers that I had over the 4-stick machine. It pulls all the drops to this corner, where I've got another transition plane, sucks them into this tiny little ME system, which immediately exports everything, all the flowers and seeds. There's a chest here, but yeah, alright, everything is being exported. I had to add the carrots and potatoes, because very rarely it does create those. And over here is where the bone meal comes in to feed the whole system. I got plenty of bones. I've got 3,000. And if I need more, I can make more. I'll show you how. That's down at level 7. Level 6, I have only one thing, and that was where I was doing my oil production. And one of my Mistcraft age was just sandy oil fields as far as the eye can see. I linked a couple of them together with underground tunnels and set up one pump, and it pumped a whole bunch of them at once, which was pretty nice. That came in here and was output to this side of these refineries and to this side of these refineries. Their outputs came out the middle and went into this bottler, which puts it all in magic capsules, which it gets from this chest we saw before, and outputs them back into the system. Here I've got the transfer node. It has a filter on it, so it only takes the magic capsules. That's not running at the moment because I never moved the pump. I don't need the oil. I never used any of the oil or fuel I made. I put it in the white chest. But now we come down to the mob level. It's not currently running. Let's turn it on. This is a tier 5 soul cage for blazes. They get carried by the conveyor belts over here to a pair of grinders, mob grinders, which generate mob essence. This gets sent over here to these tanks, and it moves through the tanks. And then that gets sent over here to this auto spawner. Once it gets enough mob essence, it'll start generating mobs. I'm not sure what... Oh, I have spiders in there. I can swap out the safari net that's in there and make whatever, but I needed string for a while, so I set this up. I've got turtles doing the killing and a transition plane sucking up the items. Another turtle that sucks up the experience. I don't do anything with it. I just didn't want it floating around and slowing things out. For a while there I had meat grinders, and he's using this to make liquid meat, and particularly to get this pink slime. But right now they're not doing anything because the turtles are in there. Whole system can be shut down just by flipping this switch, and it'll run out of mob essence and stop generating the mobs. Over here I've got a simple sheep farm. It's Nyancat sheep. The quieter on it. And these just have 4 of these ranchers sucking up. Each one of these sheep is a different color, so I get all the colors of wool. Finally, down in the basement, using that pink slime, I made one of these laser drills, which is drilling, it has to be aimed at cobblestone as the line of sight, so I just put it down here. And any ores it generates gets sent into the system that way. And I said the glowstone, one of the things about it is if you put a bucket of glowstone down, the source block will also slowly start to drift up. You'd lose these columns. So the source block is actually down here. But by placing this block here, it actually connects through the gap, sort of, and keeps it. So I've got one over here and one over here. Unbreak these two, it flows out and up, and then put them back, and it keeps the glowstone from going anywhere. Pretty nice. I mentioned I made that turtle, the Steve's cart, and that just made this super long tunnel. It goes really far away. So that is, oh no, real quick, let's take my shortcut back up to the main floor here. I do have my Farmcraft site. I made it off-site in a swamp right above a witch's hut because they have huge nodes over top. Let me switch to the goggles so you can see what's going on here. That is my node. It's a nice big node. It started out big because of the witch's hut, but I actually had a couple of silverwood trees here. Made it even bigger. As you can see, it's actually overcharged. Its max size is 1072. It's over that. Excuse me. Too much talking. Because of all these mixed crystal clusters up here are jacking it up. And then I've got all these crystal capacitors. Each one of them stores an extra 100 Vs that will be used just as if it was coming from the node if I'm doing anything. Plus I got a whole bunch of these extra arcane work tables with thaumaturge wands, each holding 1,000 Vs. There's 7 there, and then one on the table, so I got 8,000 there, and I think I got like 25,000 Vs ready for me to use. I put a turtle on top of my cauldron here. It's got a function called drop, which will scan through all the stops and drop whatever you put in here. So I can dump everything in at once. Or I can do drop N and say drop 8 of everything. And there's also a command called T, which makes it go down query what's in the pot currently and then display it for me here. There's nothing in it. I've got one, getting a little bit slow here. I've got one golem who empties out the crucibles, I mean the alembics. And then anything that spills out, excuse me. Down below here I've got a, getting slow again. I've got some pure bees, which are clearing out the flux, crystallizing it, and sending it up into the ME system here. You see I've got lots of crystallized flux. Just a little ME system just to hold that. I'm using one of the transvector interfaces from Thaumcraft. It's connected to the cauldron so that I can pump water up from the aqueous accumulator into the bottom. Don't need a golem for that one. Works pretty well. And that's, I think I'm running out of battery power here on my laptop. I should have plugged in before I did this. But we're done with the tour, I think. I think we're done here. So, the next step, I think, is just for me to take it all off. It's time to remove all of my armor. Oh, remove my backpack. Let's do that in here. I'm even going to remove my heart canisters. They're nice. They gave me extra life. I'm going to put it all in this chest. And all my tools. Everything goes. Fresh start. Here we go. Bye-bye stuff. I'm going to miss you. Here we are halfway across the world. Emergencies only, booked to get back. A white chest in case I want to trade with somebody. One of these 4 sticks so I can make them if I need them. And I'm going to step out, and now it's dark. I don't think I'm going to go out. I'm naked now. Oh, it's been so long. It's time to start punching wood. You with me, guys? You ready? Say goodbye to the fun stuff and time to do the other fun stuff. Time to start from scratch. But that'll be next time. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And join with me for episode 1, Punching Wood. This is Nonsanity, signing off.